Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. Thank you. You shove the container back into the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully, you can forget its existence and move on with your life. I want to check the mayonnaise now. What's up, guys? We're back today with Scarlet Hollow, and our cousin just left to go to work, which now leaves us in our old family mansion that's falling apart by ourselves. So we can either take a nap, put your spare clothes in the dresser, check the closet, or look out the window. Let's look out the window? You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you own this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull the weeds, chop trees, carve operaries, I have no clue, and do whatever you needed to do and to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which is first, which I can't read today, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you definitely do that. Just not right now. Alright, so let's check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of the closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Pick up the doll? Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Examine the painting on the wall. This must be an older relative of yours. Judging by the date on the inscription, you've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. As we'll put our clothes away. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer, and a possum lurks within. That sounds about right. It is quiet but angry. Oh my god, can I offer it the peanuts? Just put your clothes on top of it. I'm gonna offer it the peanuts. You hold out your still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. The possum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, fainting death. You close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next to its... You open the top drawer next. It's empty, as good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Alright, I guess we'll take a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs press through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. Doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. So I don't want to go to the forbidden wing of the estate and do a Beauty and the Beast just yet. I'm also thinking a PB&J sounds great right now, but I also am concerned that my character might be allergic to peanuts. Or I have the option to make them allergic to peanuts. I don't know yet. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only thing louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of this place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach overweighs your fear of food poisoning. I remember at the very beginning of this, you had the option to choose two like character traits or like things that your character has. If I remember right, one of them was talking to animals. So that makes me wonder if I would have chose that route, if I could talk to this cat and maybe learn something. It might be an option I have to come back to later on. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Approach Fror. I believe that's the cat. The cat hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly for Frau's spot on the counter. Is it Frau or Fror? I can't remember. We'll just back away. You back away from Frau. I'm just gonna call her Frau. Trying not to make any sudden movements. We're gonna search the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese and a lot of bread and peanut butter. We're gonna take some bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. All you need now is a plate, a knife, peanut butter, and the PBJ itself. Please don't tell me it's the all-in-one peanut butter and jelly. Take peanut butter, the king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. No. All you need now is some jelly, a plate, and a knife. Okay, we're just gonna, we're gonna examine the mac and cheese. Pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen the brand before. Empty the box and stuff it with the dead mouse on the shelf. No, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna put it back. Yep, we're gonna put it back. Stay away from the mac and cheese was one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. Yes, you put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. Close the pantry. So I guess we're gonna look through the cabinets to find a plate and knife and some spoon, I think. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishes and, oddly enough, the utensils. Grab a plate and a butter knife. Grab a bowl. Oh, that must be if you take her mac and cheese. Examine the mug. Altitude 4,350 feet. I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina. It reads, oh god. Okay. Yep. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the state. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sites before heading home. Examine the shot glass. I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Berlin. so this wasn't for her 50th. From the few stories you heard from your mom, Perlene? Yeah, Perlene? I don't know. Wasn't the type to have Kixie friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Huh. Alright, we're gonna grab the plate and a butter knife. You grab the plate and a butter knife. Thank you for telling me, Gabe. All you need now is some jelly. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Jenny, stay out," in all caps. Below it is a separate handwritten. Below it in separate handwriting are the words "Okie dokie." You open the fridge, you already feel a deep urge to wash your hands even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. There's a lot of ice cream up in the freezer. You open... Examine the old takeout. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess, wholly grilled in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. Oh, can we take it off the screen, please? This substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. Protein is protein. No, for God's sakes, put it back. Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep primal disgust. Thank you. You shove the container back into the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget its existence and move on with your life. Check the mayonnaise now. Oh. You know you probably shouldn't, but a part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar. It's label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. Best to put it back and forget you ever saw it. Yes, let's not open that as well. Alright, we're just gonna take the jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly. Carefully checking its expiration date, you breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. This is the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to close this fridge and get to work. Okay, we're gonna leave the ice cream because I do believe she said to leave the ice cream alone as well. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. It also gives us the option to check out the garden. I do believe she said not to go in the garden, so maybe it's just like looking out the window, so I do kind of want to do that. Oh, we actually went outside. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Do I want to explore the garden, or do I just want to look? We'll explore a little. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Okay, yeah, we'll go back into the kitchen. Looks like there's a cemetery out back as well. Interesting. Alright, time to make our epic PB&J sandwich. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! Protein awaits. A job well done. I got a reward for following the instructions. A recipe. A job well done. All that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. So again, I don't want to go to the forbidden wing of the estate yet, just because there's supposedly the floorboards are bad and you might fall through and die. I also don't know if that makes our cousin angry at us. So I think we're gonna head to town and see what's going on in town. There's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. Finally, you made it back to town. That place is completely boarded up. Nice. The hauler, as the guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Oh, dog! A doggo! I didn't read that, sorry. Sorry about that. Gretch can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. A pug, she's so cute. I love Pug, she's so cute. Thanks, she is cute. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out and she's got a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old pug, that's pretty good. That's amazing. 17? That's incredible. It sure is. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? But what am I doing? I got so caught up in the excitement of meeting someone new that I entirely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the hauler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Oh, for the boiled peanuts. Here you go. We'll just introduce ourselves. Hi, I'm Shoulder. I forgot to name myself Shoulder. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone up in that big house. I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? Did I hear that you right? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Oh. She's at conflict with herself. She's in conflict with herself. However, whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. I hope you mean that metaphorically. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It would probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody knows everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little closer when we were both in school's production of a Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. Interesting. But then she graduated and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat? Yeah, we'll go with her. Seems nice. Oh, this is a nice little diner. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast foods hangs heavily in the air, in contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life, all of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Wow, you guys all noticed at once. I thought this guy over here had a skull for a face, and then I realized it was the settings gods. The guy cooking food didn't stop what he was doing to notice, so all of you go back to what you're doing. I guess we'll just introduce myself. Hi everyone, I'm Shoulder, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting. I just saw the dog's eyes over the table. Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed up the coffee. They gratefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Ah, shucks, thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the Y or the triangle button on your gamepad to hide the text box at any time. But I like reading the text box. Oh, is it so I can see the dog better? Probably because I can see the dog better. Oh, I need a controller for that? Fine. Anything for you? We're gonna order a coffee and biscuits just because I forget her name. Stella, I believe, recommended the biscuits, and we're already here for coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday night. Or Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyways. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Okay, so there's two options I can go with that make sense. I'll probably just do what I can to support Tabitha through this. Or I'd love to hit some good hiking trails after being cooped up on the bus for so long, which would probably allow me to explore more of the area and kind of learn more about the town, whereas just supporting Tabitha would probably just give me more info on Tabitha. So I think we're gonna go with this one. Oh, my job actually has me running around the woods pretty often, so if you ever need a guide. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuits in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. You didn't have to do that. You didn't. Oh. No worries. Hope you enjoy it. Mystical, you pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it, but know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. It's a holy piece of bread. You take a bite, it melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. This is the best biscuit I've ever had, but that's not saying much. We're just gonna go with whoa. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit. Whoa. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Huh? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around toting your own horn, you know, I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Okay. You and everyone else. Okay, what kind of videos do you do? Cool, what kind of videos do you do? He hunts cryptids. What? You should really check out her channel, Shoulder. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. Two Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog, or even a capybara that must have escaped from the local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own two eyes. That's an honest-to-God cryptid there. No way that's a beaver or a dog, and there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina, unless there's some North American colony of capybara in... But that would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches the capybara up here, that would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for this footage, and from there it spread to Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all really cool experience, and it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuary or missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. So speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along? It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops, sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See you around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. What's Skunk Ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk apes sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from town overclaimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug of war with her dog. Is a skunk ape a real thing? Hold on. The skunk ape is... Hold on. The skunk ape is a large and hairy human-like mystical creature purported to inhabit the forest and swamps in the southern United States, most notably in Florida. It is often compared to to Bigfoot. Okay, that is something I did not know existed, and now I know exists. Okay. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worthy investigation. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? You know what? We're gonna go with the powerful build answer. Heck yeah, I've been hoping you'd ask since the moment I heard cryptids. I live for the thrill. Yes, I pegged you for a good adventuring buddy the second I saw you. Glad to see I made the right call. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking, I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Alright, I think we're gonna end it off there for today, and we're gonna come back with, I guess, maybe trying to find some more people to go on a night adventure with us. And that freaking police officer is still whispering beneath his breath about us. And his freaking dog is amazing. I love this dog. That is just a cute face. But you know what, guys? We'll be back with more Scarlet Hollow and maybe trying to figure out what's actually going on in this town. I feel like there's a mystery here. I just don't know what it is yet. Holler... I don't know. Whatever's on the wall there looks interesting. Kind of wish there were some words on it that I could actually read. But if you like this video, make sure you leave a like on it. If you're not a subscriber and you like watching my stuff, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring that bell icon as well, so YouTube knows that you guys are watching this and help the algorithm spread it out more. But until next time, guys, bye. I love yous.